So, FIFA 19, pretty dead game. No one cares for it. Team of the season's out the way. No one actually is bothering with this game anymore for the simple fact that it's been a fail. It's been too pay to win, too competitive, and there's been nothing for the more casual players. Now, this video is not going to get into the details of any of the gameplay, i.e. your El Tornado crosses, your first time shots, because we all know they are bad. They're just a shocking part of the game. But this is about ways to change the actual game itself to make it more enjoyable for everyone who plays it, whether you put money into it or not. And it's not anything that's gonna cheat EA out of what they do. It's, if anything, it's going to benefit them. It's going to make people maybe want to buy packs more, invest more into the game, because there's going to be a lot more options. But here are my top 5 ways that you can improve Ultimate Team for FIFA 20 and onwards. Now, number 1 is chemistry styles. Now, chemistry styles is an issue because, let's be honest, they do buff stats way too much. But I'm not completely against that. What they should do is make it a set chem for a player. When I say that, I don't mean so every Mbappe should have a hunter on, but when you pack one, you can't change their chemistry style, whatever one you get. That way, it's going to change the prices and the rarity of each player. So, okay, a hunter Mbappe is going to be extortionate, but only the top players that are bashing this game hour after hour, spending all that money, they're going to get that. But then your more casual players, the people that don't spend hours and hours, who can't afford to put all that money and play this game in, are going to be able to use it because they might be able to buy a Sentinel Mbappe. Okay, it's not going to increase his stat in his shooting or his pace, but you're still going to be able to use that marquee player, that top player everyone's using with his base stats anyway, and it makes it a lot more usable for everyone to enjoy. Virgil van Dijk, it pains me to say, but he is the best centre back in the world, and on this game everyone wants to use him. A shadow Van Dijk, you make him a ridiculous price. Again, the top players, the big money spenders can use him, but then your more casual players can use the likes of the finisher, the sniper Van Dijks, because they're going to be a lot cheaper. But end of the day, you're still going to have that player. You can still put him into your team and say, you know what, I've managed to get this player. He might not get that little bit of boost everyone else gets, but I can still use him. He's a great player and a great addition to your squad, and that's just one little way to change the rarities, the price of players. Number 2, player positions. Now this winds me up every single year. Is Foot Birthday is always a good addition because you get crazy position players. Bale, striker, great card, even though he's a right mid. But why only for this one promo? Why not release players in all different positions they can play? Like, they have it in game so you can see what players can play where. Why not release 2 88 rated Bales? One's a striker, one's a right winger. That way you can add a bit more versatility to your team, you can change things around, and again, prices are going to be different because a striker Bale will probably cost a lot more than a right wing Bale, or Richarlison, Rashford. Why should I, if I've been using Rashford for the first half of the game and then he gets a winter upgrade, have to change everything because he's now a striker on that card when I've been using his left wing card? It's ridiculous when he can play both positions perfectly fine. You look at the in-game stats, Richarlison, he can play left mid, right mid, striker. If you release 3 of those positions, so you could have all 3 of those different Richarlisons, same rating, same stats, everything like that, think how much different the team would be, how much difference you could make with it. You could have a Richarlison at right mid, you could have a Rashford striker, and then the likes of a Martial at left mid, rather than having to constantly either get the informs or only have one of the 3 players because you can only choose that one position they're in. It's ridiculous. The likes of defenders, Sergio Ramos was a right back when this game first came out. He was a right back, he still plays there. A lot of pros, a lot of big players still use his centre back card as a right back, lose a bit of chem because of how overpowered crosses are. But why not just release both, a right back Ramos and a centre back Ramos? Because let's be honest, the Liga Santander not actually got that many good right backs to throw into your team. Release a Ramos that's a right back and a centre back. Again, linking with the chemistry styles, it might be a cheaper version, but that way anyone can have him. Loads of players will be able to say, you know what, I can use that player. I mean, at this point, I'm just at the point that make it ridiculous. Take the likes of Kepa, he can play goalkeeper, or you never know, you might be able to just throw him in as a manager. different position cards. Obviously I'm not being serious with this one, but it's a way of being able to create different teams. Think how different all the teams are going to be that you come against every weekend or daily in the fucking rivals, whatever it's going to be called next year. It's always going to be different teams, same players but in different positions all over the pitch. It'd be a great way to see it because they have it in game. You can literally see it here. You can see that this player is able to play in one of 2 or one of 5 positions. Make that a thing. Make that possible. I mean, I'm completely against making a striker a CDM already, but I'm not going to make that one of my points in this 5 because people probably hate on that because it helps them create their hybrids and then they change it in game. But this is one thing that you could do to make it a lot easier, a lot more fun and better for people. My point number 3 is one that I literally can't stand, and that is my club. My club has nothing to it, let's be honest. No one really cares. No one looks at this, cares for it. What if you did make it something that you can work towards? What if all those balls that you have, all those stadiums, those kits, those badges, those 75 and 76 rated players that you just end up quick selling because they're not worth it? What if you had something you could work towards, putting them into a My Club, like a collection book like you have on Fortnite? I can't believe I've just used that title of that game in this, but you never know, because it works well on Fortnite. If you play Save the World, you can put all your stuff into that and you work towards goals. Now of course on this game you do have the league SBCs for your players, but all you get for that is a few little packs for each team, and then you're getting one marquee player which might not even fit your squad at all, so you don't even bother putting them into it because you don't want that player you get at the end of it. But what if you could have this as a level up thing? So for each team you complete, you're getting points, and you only make it first owner players. You can't buy the players to throw into the collection book. It's only first owner you get from packs. You can put into this your duplicates that you end up packing and just quick sell them because there's nothing you can do with them. Now this is the Fortnite collection book. I had to re-download this game because I hate it, but I abused this mode when it first came out. I'm at level 100 on my collection book, and for each level I went up, I got prizes, I got stuff to gain. In FIFA you could do the same, as maybe starting off with just silver packs, gold packs, 100k packs, 85 plus rated player picks, everything like that. Or there's so many options you could do. There's so much variety you could throw into Ultimate Team. So then at this point of the year, when it comes to the end of the game, you can look back at your success on FIFA and go, you know what, I smashed it this year. I've collected this badge, these kits. I've completed this entire league, all first owner, and it's something you can be proud of. Because once the next game comes out, let's be honest, you never put the previous FIFA's disc back in other than just to take the piss or to have a look at what it used to be like with ratings. With this, it's something you can look back at the end of the year, reflect upon and go, you know what, I did this, I completed this, and I made it my own. I managed to make this, complete this. Oh, the team you support, you collected a first owner version of every single one and you put them into that collection book, and you're getting prizes for doing it as well, rather than just quick selling it, or if your duplicates having to just get rid of them, discard them. You can put them towards something and make it worth your while, because you go, oh okay, if I open a few more packs and get a few more of these players, then I'm going to be able to get a 100k pack for reaching level 30 on it. There's so many different ways you can do it and so many different options. It has so much versatile moves that can be made, but EA just don't choose to do any of it because the only changes they make, let's be honest, are release bigger and bigger promo cards so you open more and more packs, and I'm sorry, it ruins the game. Now we can get off this trash game and get on to my 4th point, and my 4th point is going to be stacking duplicates. Obviously not my Frankie de Jong because it's a player FUT Champs pick, but let us stack them so we can throw them into the likes of SPCs. We can use them and put them towards other things rather than just having to quick sell them if we've got a duplicate of that player already. So I can stack these players that I pack rather than having to quick sell them because I can't put them into my club. Put them into a separate pile, so if it comes to using the likes of a squad builder, I can go into my squad builder and I can look at it and go, oh wow, okay, I can add these players I didn't know I've got, all duplicates, and you still not losing anything from your club, whether they be untradeable, tradable, it's up to you, because there's nothing worse, let's be honest, than open untradeable pack and pack in an 85 or higher rated player that you already have untradeable and just literally having to discard them because there's no SBC out that you can put them into. This is just one way you could change it, because then you could go into the likes of the SBCs and they're going to be able to see so much more with it. You can go into your club, you can do your league SBC and just go, okay, I'm going to complete the Celtic one. Go down, you can see, oh yes, duplicates, yes, okay, search, and it adds them into the team for you so you can see what you're wanting to do. It's just the little things in life. This is something people have asked for every single year of FIFA. It's one I can't imagine is going to happen, but again, it's one that we can pray for because it would make a bit more of a difference to the game. And my third and final point is just let us fucking try out these players before you ask us to do the SBC. Now, where we're at the moment, the Torres SBC cost nothing, so it was always going to be worth it for how high rated a card he is. But I'll be honest, there's been players that I've done SBCs for that have been absolutely trash. Of course, you've got the likes of Foot Draft where you can use certain players to see whether they're going to be good, but you can't get any of the SBC players in that. You can't get this Abarbo, who was worth it for me. Torres has been absolutely outstanding for me in Foot Champs and everything I've used him in the last few, over the weekend. Dumbia, he's just a godsend for every FIFA. Marega, my perfect super sub. But there is the likes of Memphis Depay. I spent so much on this card and he has been trash for me. If I could have used him a little bit first, whether it be in an offline match, just let me use every player on the game offline. I get no coins for completing the game. Obviously for icons you can do the loan SBCs. I'm completely for that, to see whether you think they'll be worth it. You get 20 games. If you can't decide after 20 games, then there's something wrong with you in my opinion. But just let us use these players as much as we want. No coins, just against even offline, so we're not playing other people, just so we know whether or not we can actually add these players to our team. Because if you're like me, I change my team a lot. I get bored of my team often on Ultimate Team, and that's the great part of the game, is I can change my team constantly to use different players, different squads. But a lot of the time I'll go, oh, he looks pretty good, I'll use him, and he's dreadful, and then I'm losing coins because I'm then selling them to try and find a replacement. If I could use these players for 1 or 2 games, now I know you get loan players for that, but you can't get a loan of every player. It's luck of the draw with that. If you could just get a player to loan and try, and you think, oh, you know what, I like him, I'm going to buy him, make good use of them coins that you've spent on him, rather than just buying him going, you know what, he's been awful, time to replace him, losing out on the EA tax, everything like that. It's just an easy fix, because we're not gaining anything. We don't get any coins from it, from just spamming playing on that. It's just a way of getting used to knowing what player to use, whether they're going to be worth doing that SBC or not when you see how many coins. Because a lot of players you can go off other people's word, oh, the class, but there's been lots of players that other people say are good that I think are awful, that just don't seem to work for me, and I end up wasting my coins on them. They're untradeable, and then I just have to wait for an SBC to put them into. Now, obviously, these are my 5 ways to change the game. There are hundreds of ways you could. There's so many I haven't mentioned. You could have online tournaments, friendly tournaments that you can create to make the game more competitive with your friends. Have wagers with them, obviously not on the game because that's not a thing anymore, but have it a bit more fun between your friends, see which ones are the best. There's so many different ways you could change this game, and they're my top 5. If you do agree, if you did enjoy the video, if you thought it was quite insightful, please give it a like, subscribe, give me a comment, let me know what you would do to change this game. Obviously, we're not talking about the gameplay, it's just the little things to make the game a bit more interesting, get people a bit more involved, and it adds that element of creativity for people to enjoy. But thank you very much for listening. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and peace.